I sent them to all these people. I got no response from Susie Wiles. None. And she's a mother and a grandmother and a woman. I got no response from James Blair because he only cares about making money on campaigns. I did hear from Kash Patel. He said on it, but I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what he's on. J.D. Vance was very nice to me, compassionate and kind, and reassured me that he would do everything we could to find out what's going on. And then I heard back from Donald Trump. And I've saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but I saved them. Where Donald Trump proceeded to tell me that it was my fault and that I deserve it. If my son gets killed, I deserve it because I was a traitor to him. That is our President of the United States. That's the man that says MAGA is whatever he wants it to be.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Gee, all the rats on this ship sure seem to be moving in the same direction. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about how the president texted her and said that if her child dies, then she'll deserve it. And I'm not saying it's funny. I just am having a hard time not laughing at it because can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? What do you do with that? Anyway, what would be even better is if MGT started bringing up those Epstein files again.
So, wow. When we started talking about releasing the Epstein files, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. President Trump will just roll them out on a big cart himself. Stacks and stacks and stacks of the Epstein files because obviously Bill Clinton is all in there and Hillary Clinton. That's what I had been told all along, right? Well, it was the most shocking thing when I sat in a conference meeting and I learned that the president didn't want to release the Epstein files. I was like, what? Yeah, come to find out, he was very much against it. So we kept on trying and kept on talking about it. And then the president told Mike Johnson, no, do not bring that resolution to the floor for a vote. He told the Rules Committee, and Johnson told the Rules Committee, no, you will not mark up any bill in the Rules Committee that will allow the Epstein files to be released. And the resistance built and built and built. He told Pam Bondi, don't release the Epstein files. He told everybody, don't release the Epstein files. So we persisted. Because that's what we promised. That's what we campaigned on, transparency and accountability, especially to pedophiles. How is that complicated?
Yeah, releasing the Epstein files is pretty much a no-brainer. And if there's one thing Marjorie Taylor Greene knows how to spot from a mile away, it's a no-brainer. But look, I am loving this. This is so fun. Watching her nuke this administration and remind everyone that, yes, our president is like totally a pedophile, or at the very least, a pedophile protector, is incredible. I am so glad this is happening. This is the highlight of my week for sure, and it's Tuesday morning, so I'd say we're doing pretty good. Let's just, if you don't mind, let her cook.
So it got to be such a gigantic amount of resistance coming from the president and the speaker and everyone, the DOJ. I said, fine, I'll do the unthinkable. I'll go over there and I'll sign my name on a discharge petition that all the Democrats are signing their name on. Talk about crossing the aisle. Me, a general in the MAGA army, crossing over to sign my name with a bunch of Democrats. Yeah, I did. Because women were raped when they were 16 and 14 years old. And he was a convicted pedophile, and we knew there were many with him. So I signed my name on the discharge petition. Oh, did I get my name on the naughty list then? Let me tell you. That became a real issue at the White House. Well, I'll never forget it. I was in my office in the Rayburn building, and I got a phone call from the president. And he was at the White House, and he wanted to talk to me about the discharge petition that I'd signed my name on. And he said, Marjorie, you're going to have to take your name off that discharge petition. We can't let, this is a hoax. We can't carry this. This is a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. and we've got to just put this away and stop doing this. And he said, my friends are going to get hurt. He said his friends would get hurt if we release the Epstein files.
No further questions, Your Honor. Also, I love that just in that conversation, Donald Trump went from it's a Democratic hoax to this will hurt my friends if it gets out. Which is it, Donald? Why would it hurt your friends if it's a hoax? I mean, I'm no lawyer. It just doesn't seem to make sense. But hats off to Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is, yes, incredibly easy to make fun of, but credit where credit is due. Because what she's doing here, I think, it's not just confirming what we already know, that our nation is run by a cabal of pedophile protectors. That is a given, but it's nice to be reminded. What she's also doing is revealing just how mafia-like that cabal really is, where the head honcho will wish death upon your child if you don't fall in line. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, on this issue, didn't fall in line, so now she's persona non grata for this administration. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance, despite all of his Catholic bluster, will fall in line. Mike Johnson, despite his weird Christian bluster and whatever weird apps he has on his phone with his son, he will always fall in line because these are weak men. Our country is run by weak men. Okay, and you can see it when you look at them. You can see it in their eyes. There's nothing back there. There's no soul. There's nothing going on. They would rather be closer to power than further away from pedophiles, and I find that to be a character flaw. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I disagree with on just about everything, at least seems to have some kind of principle. You know, she's at least principled in some way, and now it's forcing her to do this, like, weird stand-up routine that isn't quite there yet, but, you know, I will go see her if she's in town for sure, because I hope this continues to happen, and I hope she continues to burn this entire administration down. Metaphorically, of course. I'm not a fan of arson, but, I mean, honestly, if she were to do it, I wouldn't put it past her. I will watch, and I will enjoy that, too. So, good for her, good for you, Marjorie, and it's okay to come further to the left. We're actually really nice over here. Not to each other all the time, but to other people, for sure. See you next time, folks.